Hey, Jay Williams here with another Pocket Coaching. I've been thinking a lot about what leads to people creating very drastic change very quickly, or for that matter, creating any kind of change. And in business in particular, one of the things I used to really struggle with was I would say to myself that I want to achieve something specific, but it was almost like it was something out there that I say I'll do someday, one day, but it wasn't something that I was really fully committed to. And what I realized in the early days of being in business is that I would treat business like a hobby. And I would find myself, it's almost like, hey, look at me doing business. Here me and my nice business. And what really changed for me was when I changed my relationship with fear around responsibility. And there's something that I often work with my clients on, and it's this understanding of the simple concept of cause and effect. You're either one end of the spectrum or you're at the other. So you're either the cause of what is happening in your life, or you're the effect of the things that happen in your life or people in your life. For example, if I say I don't have time, I'm at the effect of time. If I say Facebook advertising has shut down my Facebook account, I'm at the effect of Facebook ads. Now, that's not to say any of that didn't happen, but how I respond to that event determines whether I'm a victim of it or I'm the person who's like, okay, this has happened, this is my reality, I'm in a position to change it. And what I actually see in a lot of business owners is things aren't happening fast enough, they're not creating the change, they're not creating the results that they want, is because they're not willing to take full ownership of their results. And I just simply ask you, is that an area of your business which you are wanting to shrug off, or as I'd say, fob off to other people, because I just don't like to do that stuff? And that's what you're telling yourself. Oh, but I don't want to do my marketing. The thing that I used to say, and it was one of my personal favorites, as a coach, I just used to say, I just want to coach. I don't want to do this marketing businessy stuff. And that was what I used to tell myself, right? And the longer I told myself, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, the more stress I created for myself, the more struggle I created for myself, because guess what? You might not want to do marketing, you might not want to do lead generation, you might not want to do sales, but if you're the only person in the business, you're the only person that can do it right now. If you're not willing to invest in outside help, and even then I'd probably recommend doing it yourself to understand the difference between what is good and bad work, because you can never evaluate someone as being good or bad until you've actually experienced it yourself and know what's good and bad. And there was a saying that I got from a program a few years ago, and it was just so profound, and it'll probably stick with you. And I recommend you write this down, probably stick it on your wall as well. Get it out in front of you somewhere where you can see it regularly. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. And I coach in a private community for a friend of mine with a bunch of coaches. And one of the things I say to them is, no one gives a shit about your business like you. No one is going to hand you a business. Nobody is going to hand you the leads. No one's going to hand you the sales and clients. If you're going to truly create success for yourself, it has to come from within. It has to come within you. You need to be the person that leads that. And I don't say does all of that. I just say leads all of that, because there may be some people that think, hey, if it's to be, it's up to me. That's right. I need to do everything myself. Normally that's a control and a fear issue, because they often have the belief that no one else can do it as well as me. Or they've tried to hire people in the past and the quality wasn't there, or it started good and then went downhill, and they're like, oh no, it's just better and easier if I do it myself. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that if it's to be, it's up to me. It's up to you to lead yourself, your thinking, the people that you're hiring, to create results. And this was such a big shift for me. And when I started to take full ownership of my business and stop treating it like a hobby and acting like a professional business owner and start treating it like a business, that's when everything started to change for me. And that could only really come when I let go of my fear of actually being responsible. Because for me, what it meant was, if I was responsible, then as well as being responsible for being successful, which is amazing and we all love that, I'd also have to acknowledge and be responsible for the failures that I might have as well. And for me, that triggered all kinds of shame-provoking thoughts and feelings of not being good enough and being a failure. And that's what was really getting in the way for me. And so maybe this has got you to think today about where you're not taking responsibility, of where you might want to just take a little bit more ownership of following up, getting something over the line. If people aren't communicating, follow up with them, take it by the balls, and encourage them to get back to you. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.